Senate Bill 229 to intentionally rig the entire process. So yes, we think that it was intentional.
So in Oregon, for over 100 years, we've had a process in our Constitution that lays out this referendum. It's a little unique in Oregon. It's something that I think Oregonians are proud of, maybe not, including myself, completely understood it. But when you have something that has tested time for 100 years and it's been a process there, just because the legislature has potentially the authority to change that in a one-time thing because something happened that they didn't like or something might happen that they don't like, to go and change the will of that Constitution or change that Constitution that's been there for 100 years just because they're upset about something, about a certain item that they don't like, and change the process of what that referendum is, I don't think voters will accept that very well once we get that message out of what they've done to this process. They've completely changed it. They picked their own people. They said, okay, we'll pick 2 Democrats from the House and 1 Republican. We'll pick 2 Democrats from the Senate and 1 Republican. Well, just to start with, that's 4-2. I mean, that's not an equal process. That should have gone to the Supreme Court to be reviewed. So we have sent it to the Supreme Court, but they took the Supreme Court's authority away. The Supreme Court can review it, make suggestions, but then the Attorney General gets the final say on it. So we would like to see, and we will see what the Supreme Court thinks of the process. At least we'll get that language. It may not make it into the ballot title, but it's important to us that they weigh in on it and tell us what they think that it should have said.
The other piece of that is that they put the final review into a partisan attorney general's hand. That is not done. That is not how the current process is. If people don't think that this process wasn't rigged, go read the section of Senate Bill 229 where they gave the Secretary of State's office the authority to send the ballots before the voters' pamphlet statements. Normally, voters' pamphlet statements come out before ballots. They come out a week or so before ballots, but they actually gave county clerks and the Secretary of State the ability to send out the voters' pamphlet 10 days before the election, but they didn't actually change when ballots are actually mailed. So if we think that that's not a campaign and misinformation and a form of voter suppression, I don't know what is. When you say, let's not inform the voters, let's not give them the ability to actually have all of the information in front of them, but we're going to send their ballots first, but no voters pamphlet. I mean, the whole thing's just screwy. So, like I said, we're challenging the ballot title. We'll see what the Supreme Court says, but ultimately, whatever they say, then we'll figure out how we structure our campaign from there.
Yeah.